Star Wars geek girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars.
Hello, my name is Zoe Hinton. This is Star Wars Geek Girl. Please rate our podcast and check out the website, StarWarsGeekGirl.com. I'm here again with Lizzie Perales, daughter of Sal Perales from Rogue Rebels.
Hi.
So today we're going to talk about the last Rebels episode and basically the new season of Rebels in general. Some Star Wars books, experience of being a girl, liking like boy things, and Star Wars on like Halloween.
Awesome.
Okay, so we'll start off with Relics of the Old Republic.
Alright. That was mind-blowing.
Intense. Wolf was sort of redeemed. A little.
Yeah.
And awesome battle scene with the AT-ATs and the everything.
Mm-hmm. I think the only scene I've seen them, is Hoth and other ones. Barely anything else.
That's mostly all we see in them. So we got to see those. Those were cool. We got to see the fifth brother, in the episode for the first time.
I don't not like his eyes. They creep me out. I don't like how they close, sideways-ish.
Yeah, his eyes are really creepy. We do have, and then, let's see what else. There was the Rex and Ahsoka reunion, which made me cry. I'm going to admit it.
It was so cute.
There was a hug.
I don't remember her hugging him ever in the Clone Wars.
I don't think we really got barely any hugs in the Clone Wars. I think everyone just kind of died in the Clone Wars.
Well, Padme and Anakin,
Padme
of
and
course.
Anakin, naturally. But, so yeah, that was it, because besides the Kanan and Hera hug, which also made me cry a little bit, I think that's also our first hug in Rebels, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was an awesome episode. Yeah, but then the next episode...
Go ahead.
What are you going to say?
I was just going to say I loved how Kanan led them through the storm, which was pretty cool.
That was cool. And then Ezra put on Rex's helmet.
That was awesome. Wonder if he's going to let him keep it. Probably not.
No, I don't think so. We did get to see Rex teaching Ezra how to use a cannon, which was good in the end, but maybe not a good idea. Yeah, I think then the next episode is Always Two There Are.
Yeah.
And
that confused me for a second. I was like, wait. Oh yeah, Yoda says stuff like that.
Yeah. That's our introduction of the Seventh Sister, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a clip, and it's Sabine and Ezra and Zeb, and they're in the ship, and all of a sudden they hear Chopper, calling for help on the comlink, and supposedly, and then they go up the vents, and Sabine and Ezra leave Zeb behind because he has shoulders, and they find the Seventh Sister, and I don't think it was clear if it was the droid making sounds or Chopper was actually in trouble. I think Chopper was actually in trouble.
It felt like the probish droid was doing it because he was doing it off to the side and they didn't know if it was Chopper or not. So, but I don't know, maybe he is in trouble, which would be terrible.
Poor Chopper. I'm excited for that episode because we're going to be seeing the old Clone Wars medical ship, which Kanan probably doesn't like that they're looting one.
I was laughing so hard. I thought first Zeb could get in there because he started out okay, and then he just got stuck. I was like, oh nope, can't do it.
I remember when they were going up the thing, I'm like, doesn't Zeb usually not fit in those places? And he didn't fit. Poor Zeb. Actually, good says, actually. I don't think he wanted to be there.
Yeah. He would have been so tight in there and just. It would probably stink up the whole vent.
Yeah. Seb smells. And let's see. I don't think we haven't really seen too many other clips from that episode. I don't think we know too much. But I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I think these episodes are getting better and better.
Of course they are. I kind of want to know way more about Seven Sister. It's just like I don't know. She seems cool, but I don't know anything about her. I want to know her so maybe I could connect with her at least in one way. I don't know.
I mean, I like her. She seems very cool and very awesome. But on the other hand, she is putting my friends in danger. They're my friends.
Especially Ezra.
Poor Ezra. Poor Ezra is just whole rebels. That should be the title. Poor Ezra. So yeah, and then that'll lead into that's her introduction in the season, but we'll probably see her more and more afterwards. Same with the fifth brother. I'm excited.
I don't like his eyes at all. It just creeps me out. I can't stop thinking about it.
His eyes are very weird.
Yeah. It reminds me of some kind of animal. I don't remember what animal, but I don't remember. Like, not a snake. Snakes don't do that. Snakes are not that creepy.
Snakes don't blink in the first place, so there's not a snake. He's very creepy. I think he'll be a cool character, but he'll be very creepy.
I keep thinking that they're probably gonna die too, because the other Inquisitor did, but maybe they're stronger than him. But I'm not exactly sure on that.
I mean, maybe they'll last more than one season.
Yeah. And they won't just kill themselves.
Yeah. They seem pretty cool. Hopefully they'll last more than one season. You can't have all the Inquisitors dying. That wouldn't really work.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's them. And for the whole season of Rebels overall, we're supposed to get an episode on each character, kind of like their backstory.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see Cham for Hera, most definitely. And then that girl, Sabine. Ezra, I'm interested in. I want to see a flashback to Mini Ezra.
Mini Ezra.
That would be adorable.
Running through the fields.
Your Axel could be little Ezra. And then Kanan's going to be sad. Same with Zeb.
Yeah.
Choppers will be funny. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's Chopper.
They probably found him and he just needed a couple credits and just needed to make some money.
He probably just came with the ship. And Hera was like, free astromech droid, okay.
Okay. But then he wasn't in the New Dawn, was he?
No, he wasn't. Which, New Dawn, I read New Dawn. It was good.
I listened to the audiobooks. Some of them, but not all of it.
Chopper was not in New Dawn, but neither was the Ghost. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe he was in a ship bay somewhere, the Ghost. Kind of hanging around, where's Hera? Why is she taking so long? And then she comes back and he's like, who is this guy?
Who's this guy? That'd be funny.
Maybe that'll be the Chopper episode. It'll be what Chopper did when New Dawn was happening. And then Hera comes back with Kanan and he's like, who is this guy? Why'd you bring him here?
He'd be like all up on him, trying to make sure he doesn't put the moves on Hera.
No, bad. Stay. Bad man.
Bad human.
No. And then other books. Have you read the Servants of the Empire series, the Zerliana's books?
Yeah.
I haven't read the fourth one yet, but I have read the first three, and I really like them.
Yeah, those were pretty cool.
Yeah. I liked Mirai. Mirai. Does anybody know how to pronounce her name?
For who? Force Awakens or?
Or for Servants of the Empire. Mirai.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, when my dad reads them to us, he says Murray. So that's how I say it.
I say Mirai, but I know some people say Mirai, so I'm very confused.
That's. I don't know. I never thought of it like that.
So yeah, but I like her, and I like Dara before she got taken away.
Yeah, I loved how she could like read his emotions because she's force sensitive, but just I think she could also do that because she's a sister. She knows how to do that with her little brother.
Can you do that with Axel?
No, not really. He's confusing.
I can do that sometimes with my sister, but not all the time. She can be confusing too.
Like one moment he's sad about something, and I try to talk to him, and then he's like, "Nope, I'm fine." And he runs off. I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
I like those books. And then we did see the one with Ezra, and we did see Mirai or whatever meet Sabine.
Yeah. I liked how they Moray's like kind of opinions about them in her head.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty funny.
I liked her because she was like smart and she could do technology and stuff, but she was also like really sporty and like really sarcastic at the same time. Like she was a nerd, but she was also like really cool.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like it when she started blushing on this other guy. I was just like, no, what's there?
Bad.
Stop it.
Sit down, bad dog.
I was so mad. I was like, don't start. Don't.
No. Yeah, I like those books. There, we didn't see Oleg, I guess, the other cadet. We saw him in Rebels, and I was like, oh, this guy's mean. I don't like him. But then I kind of felt bad for him in the books. I'm like, oh, his life kind of sucks.
Yeah. That was pretty intense.
Yeah. Those books, and then have you read Aftermath?
No, I haven't. I need to.
It's really good.
Should.
It's really good. I think my favorite character was Mr. Bones, he's an old like.
I've listened to like maybe half of it, but I never knew what it was called. I was like, oh, this is good. I don't know what it's called. Because my dad would just like pick me up from school and then he'll just turn on the audiobooks. And I'm just like, oh, this happened.
Mr. Bones is my favorite, the battle droid with all the bones and stuff hanging off him. He was funny.
I didn't like when the guy was giving so much like attitude to his mom. I was just like, wow.
Oh, Temin? Like,
yeah,
be nice.
I was just like, wow. Okay.
I think my favorite part of the book, though, one of my favorites, was they were walking like in a cave and it was all silent when Mr. Bones like quietly singing, and then like in parentheses, well, not quietly, he's like singing really, really loud. And then I liked, I wish I could remember her name, but Suji's niece.
Yes, she seems pretty cool, actually.
I really wish I could remember her name, but I really liked her. I loved all the Clone Wars references in that book, because it like
Uh-huh.
it wasn't like the big stuff, like the big battles. But it was like little like Cutler Queen was mentioned. That was cool. And then like the one temple that Savage Press, like the one temple that he attacked in the one episode, like that was mentioned too, and it was really cool. Yeah. What else is I remember?
Have you read the book Lost Stars?
No, I've been meaning to read that and Weapon of a Jedi, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I heard Lost Stars is like it's Poe Dameron in the new movie. It's like his parents or something.
No, I don't remember. Maybe, but I don't think
That's
so.
what I heard, but I'm not sure.
I don't remember. We're not even really done with it. We need to finish it, but we never have time.
Yeah, I don't know. Weapon of the Jedi sounds good too. It's about Jessica. She's like a pilot. And she's talking to I think like she's talking to C-3PO and he's talking about like Master Luke and stuff. And she's like, "You know Luke Skywalker?" Just he starts
You know
telling the story.
R2D2?
They're heroes. And then suddenly she's not as.
I love how no one knows about C-3PO.
I know. Like, he was the Ewok god.
I know.
Don't you remember him?
It's so sad. Like they do that in Lego, like the Lego Star Wars episodes, which, and I was just like, hey, that sounds like from this book. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So there's. I'm trying to think what other books like recently.
I don't know.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Me either.
But alright, so the next topic we have is experiences being a girl liking quote unquote boy things. So I don't know about you, but especially in elementary school, like if I was wearing like a Star Wars shirt or something, people would be like, "That's a boy thing. You can't like Star Wars." I'm like, just watch me.
I hated that so much. I couldn't. I just looked at them for a second, and I was just like, nope, go away.
Go away. I don't get that as much now. I don't think, but like at least not that I know of. But in elementary school there was a lot of like girls can't like Star Wars, and I was like, well, why not? I mean, Princess Leia and Padme and Ahsoka, they exist for a reason.
I know. I did. Go ahead.
They exist. They're not like is Carrie Fisher not allowed to like Star Wars? Like she was in it.
I only found like I never talked to anyone at school about Star Wars. I'd be like, "Did you see the new episode of Clone Wars?" And everyone's like, "No, what's that?" I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to my room now.
I got that a lot too. People just didn't know what I was talking about. And I'll be like, "There's a new Clone Wars episode." I'm like, "Clone Wars? I've never heard of that show."
Sometimes there would be like something that the teacher was teaching us, and I don't know, like if they would say, "Oh, this such and such smuggled something out of this country," blah blah. And I'm just like, "Oh, that sounds like when Han smuggled this," blah. And then everyone just looks at me. They're like, what?
Yeah, stuff like that happens to me all the time. We did a trivia thing in my extensions class today, and one of the questions was about like it wasn't even about Star Wars. I forget what it was, but like, and one of the answers, like, because it was like, what movie has this actor? And one of the movies was one of the answers was like Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back. I'm like, well, it's not that one. I know that, but nobody believed me, and they clicked that one, and they were wrong, and I was right.
Yeah, there was like this program where you had to where during your vacation you go to like this place and you could do sports, and then afterwards you stay inside and we do games and stuff like that. So they told us to bring our own board game if we wanted to, and no one else did. So I was like, oh, I have this Star Wars trivia game. And then when I brought it, no one knew any of the questions, and I won everything. I was just like, oh, this is no fun with you guys. You don't know anything. It was so bad. And they kept telling me, they're like, that's not fair. She knows more than us. I'm like, well, there's movies.
The point
I hear you guys watch every other movie except Star Wars.
That's the point of trivia, to see who knows the most.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never had like someone besides like in like the Legion and stuff that like knows as much about Star Wars. So I'll be talking about something, they'll be like, wait, what does that mean? Well.
I would always like have a joke, a Star Wars joke in my head when I was little, and then I'll say it, and then like no one's laughing, and then I'm like, ah, and then I had to explain it to him or her. It's just it was bad.
It's funny, trust me. I know it's funny.
Or whenever we would do mama jokes, I would always have Star Wars mama jokes. So I'll say something like, "Oh, your mom's so fat, Jabba the Hutt said hello," and they're like, "Who's Jabba the Hutt?" I'm like, he's this like really really big slug, fat thing." And they're like, "Oh, I get it." I'm just like, really?
I think, I don't know, I did something like that because we were doing like an insult contest or something for some reason. I don't know why. And I said something, I forget what I said, but something about like Wookiee and stuff. And they're like, what's a Wookiee? I'm like, like Chewbacca. And like, oh, you mean Chewies? I'm like, no, they're not called Chewies, I can assure you. People also think that Chewie's a Wampa too. Not quite.
What?
Not quite.
No, they're close, but not close at all.
They're both furry, if that means anything.
Sorry. Should probably turn it off.
Today, actually, in my world cultures class, they noticed I was wearing a Star Wars shirt, and somebody noticed, they're like, oh, do you watch Star Wars Rebels? I'm like, watch is an understatement, but yes, I do.
I remember I was wearing a Star Wars shirt that had like, I think it was from her universe, I don't remember, and it had like different languages of "May the Force be with you." And so I took it to school one day, and because it was like free dress day or something, and everyone kept looking at my shirt and they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just how do you say "May the Force be with you" in a bunch of different languages." And they're like, "Oh, that's cool," and I was like, "Oh, yay,
Yay!
someone likes it."
I think with the day that the first Force Awakens trailer came out, I think I was wearing a Star Wars shirt that day. Obviously, it's almost every day. And a whole bunch of people asked me if I saw the new Star Wars trailer. Like, no, I didn't even know there was a new Star Wars movie. I don't even know what Star Wars is. What's a Star Wars? I'm not wearing a Star Wars shirt or anything. That would be crazy.
I know, right? But what's funny is last year, I don't remember what it was, but I was passing by to go to my next class, and I saw this teacher with a lightsaber, like, attached to his belt. I was just like, oh my god, you like Star Wars? And he's like, of course I love Star Wars. I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. And then this year, I got him as my teacher, and I was just like, oh, it's you! You had the Star Wars! And so we started talking about Force Awakens and stuff like that. And when Force Awakens trailer came out, he's like, "Dude, did you see it?" Well, he didn't say "dude," but he asked if I saw it. And I was like, "Yeah, of course I saw it. Duh. Who wouldn't?"
And yeah, last year I had my math teacher, and he was like the only teacher I've ever really had that like really liked Star Wars. We'd always talk about it, and I think he actually came to an event one day. I didn't have Sabine then; I was still a Jawa, but he was still cool. And his daughters like they really wanted to get a picture with Zoe the Jawa. I think he told them about me, and And then another teacher in second grade who didn't really like Star Wars, but I got Student of the Month, and like she'd give a speech about me. And one of the things she said that was good about me was I could tell you anything you want to know about Star Wars.
I remember in elementary school, like around 6th or 5th grade, they started giving out like little like Star Wars plushies for the class who had the highest like percentage. And my class never got it. I'm not sure why, but there's this one class that always got it. He always got Yoda, and I was just like, "You take care of that Yoda." And I would, and that teacher, she told me if I could give them facts about Yoda every day. I was like, "Oh, okay then." So I did that every day until they finally lost Yoda. I was like, yes, give it to someone else for a change. It was really funny.
Yeah. I thought, like, when I went to high school, because in middle school everybody was kind of boring. When I went to high school, I'm like, maybe there'll be more cool people. Maybe I'll find more Star Wars fans. But no, unfortunately not. Just a few.
I barely have 2 friends. Well, 1.5. One
1.5.
likes it. One likes it a little, and the other one likes it a lot. So I'm like, oh, 1.5.
I only have one friend that really likes Star Wars, but like she isn't able to keep up on Rebels. So like whenever a season ends, she like comes to my house and we just binge watch Rebels for the whole day. If she can't get it, and so she really likes Star Wars, but like she doesn't not as much as me, so she's a little bit behind. Yeah. And then I have another friend who I just showed her Star Wars, like she'd never seen it before, so I just made her watch it last year, and she likes it too, but she hasn't seen the Clone Wars yet or Rebels, so I still have to infect her.
Nice. I went to Texas over my summer vacation this year to see my grandma, and sometimes she would leave that to go to work, and me and my little brother would just be there doing nothing, and I brought like the whole seasons of Clone Wars with me, so I just watched all of it. And I was just like, oh, I watched them all already. I have nothing else to watch. And so finally, when my grandma would come home, we would watch it with her. But the only one she's seen is like Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and The New Hope. And she hasn't seen all the other ones. So
she was a little lost.
Yeah. So, and I forgot to bring those ones, so I was just like, oh man, I have to explain all of this to her somehow. So I kind of did. She was a little confused about the clones, but we got it.
You got it.
And she didn't know who Ahsoka was, or that Ben was that young, and who was Anakin. I was just like, wow. You really need to see those other ones.
Yeah, I guess Clone Wars would be very confusing if you hadn't seen the prequels. Like, who are these people? Why do the stormtroopers look different?
Yeah, she she mainly got confused about the clones mostly, but I also had to explain. I was like, well, technically Vader is Anakin, or Anakin is Vader, and so she's like, Vader's a good guy. I was like, well, yeah, kind of.
He was
In a way, he was, and then he kind of was in Return of the Jedi. But yeah, it was cool. It was really funny.
Yeah. When I watched it with my friend, it was like her first time watching it. Like every time, like something happened, she'd be like, "Zoe, what just happened? I don't understand." And then whenever some minor background character that I knew would come on the screen, I'd just be like, "Oh, that's blah 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 blah." And she'd be like, "Who?" Like the person in the corner that doesn't really say anything. I know his name somehow.
I always had to do that with my little brother, but mainly with every movie that I wanted him to like. So I would just put like a random movie, like Sixth Sense, or I don't know. And so he'd be like, Lizzie, why is that guy, blah, blah, and I'm just like, and I would just pause it. I'm like, well, this guy, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I still don't get it. I was like, oh, okay. Let's just continue with the movie.
That's why.
No, it's pissed.
Yeah. And then our other one is Star Wars on Halloween. That's our last topic, I think. So kind of. So like, yeah. I don't know. I think one of my first that I remember Halloween costumes was my Jawa. I was like, people were like stopping me on the street like to get pictures. I'm just like, I just want the candy. Why? Pictures later.
I know, right? The only one I did was with my Sabine. That's it. And of course, my mom and dad, they got married on Halloween, which is cool.
That's cool.
And when they had their cake, it had like Princess Leia, like a little doll on top of it, and then it had a Quinlan Voss doll on top of it, which was pretty cool. And the cake was delicious. It was so good. It was like one top was like chocolate, and then the middle was carrot, and then the bottom was like vanilla. I was just like, oh, that's so good. It was really funny.
And last year, like me and my friend, like we sit in like our playhouse kind of thing. We give the candy. We dress up as witches. This year we're gonna be Hogwarts witches. I'm excited. But like last year we saw a Kanan and an Ezra, but they weren't together. That would have been adorable. But it was one kid was Kanan, and then a little bit later another kid as Ezra came along, and they got extra candy. Whoops. And so I mean, but that was last Halloween. Like Rebels was just starting, so there'll probably be a lot more Rebels characters this time.
I remember I was in my Sabine last year for Halloween, and I would go door to door, and then finally someone was like, "Oh, you're Boba Fett." I'm just like, no, I'm a character from Star Wars Rebels. Sabine Wren, explosive artist. And she's like, oh, okay, whatever, here's a candy. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. I think, like, more people now definitely know who Sabine is. Like, when I first started, people were just like, oh, Purple Boba Fett. And now only some people say I'm Purple Boba Fett, and most of them say I'm Sabine.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember any other stuff. No, not really. I usually see like clones, like little kids dressed up as clones, and they're just so cute. I swear.
We did like a Halloween hallway thing at my school last week, and like we were all like dressed up and like we decorated the hallways, and the little kids came through, and like we gave them candy and stuff. And I saw a lot of stormtroopers and a lot of Darth Vaders, and I did see a Captain Rex. And I freaked out and I hugged him and he was just like, "Get off of me, please, you're scaring me." And there was a Kylo Ren kid. I think I scared him too by freaking out. But Star Wars.
Wait, what?
Why is this person hugging me?
But I love seeing little kids in little Star Wars costumes because then I'm just like, yay, it's continuing.
It's
And then
spreading.
they'll tell their children to wear costumes, and their children will tell their children and their children, and it'll keep just going and going and going.
And then we'll have all of the Star Wars.
Yes. And then little kids won't feel alone when they're at school,
Yeah.
which would be cool.
More Star Wars people. There are a lot more like little kids that like Star Wars now than there were. At least it feels like. 'Cause I was like the only one that really liked Star Wars. Like everyone else was like, "Yeah, I saw those movies. They're pretty good." Like nobody else liked it as much as I did. I'm like, but it's awesome.
But it's cool. It's yeah. Why?
Yeah. So I'm excited.
I like when like some random kid there. I'm like I have a BB-8 notebook, so I'll like draw on it or whatever. So one time, this boy, he's like, "Oh, you like Star Wars? Sick." I'm like, "Okay, thank you."
I always like seeing like little kids in like Star Wars shirts and like Star Wars, like especially little girls, because they make a lot of it for boys. So even if like the girls are wearing like clothes from the boys like section, they're still like I like Star Wars, and if anybody doesn't like it, then good for them. But I'm going to like what I like.
Yeah, I like seeing one of my dad's little my dad, his friend's daughter. She was Padme, like queen, and so she had like white makeup and like the red gown. It was so cute because she was so tiny. She was just adorable.
I love seeing all the like the little costumes, like even just the cheap little like Halloween ones. Like the kid, like it's still a kid, and they still wanted to be a Star Wars character. They still like, I saw a little girl. One of the stormtrooper kids at the thing I was at was a little girl, and I hugged her, and she actually hugged me back. I didn't scare that one. And her brother was Darth Vader, so it was like it worked.
Yeah, I don't know. Like being Sabine is kind of can be weird sometimes because like little boys, they sometimes like Sabine. I'm just like, okay. Because I was doing this one event, and I was Sabine, and I was talking to a little boy, and he seemed so shy, and so cute. And then he like ran away. I was like, oh, okay. And then his dad was like, "Oh yeah, he kind of has a little crush on Sabine. So sorry about that." Like, oh, okay. It was cute though.
I love like the little kids and like they're really excited for Sabine, like especially little girls, because like we don't have enough cool female Star Wars characters that like they can really look up to. I mean, we have some, but like, we don't have enough. We need more. And so like I'm really happy. And then I like the little boys that like Sabine. Like I love seeing, because like some of the like Star Wars shirts they do make, they always have like Sabine on them or something. So I like seeing the little boys wearing the girls section clothes because they want to wear a Sabine shirt.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yay! More hugs for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like. We went to the Disney store, and there was like nothing for girls. Nothing. Not not a single thing. And when we went to the boys section, it was just like, bam, Star Wars shirts everywhere. I'm just like, what about the girls? Hello? um, and so my little brother got a lot of things. I didn't get anything. But I did find one shirt that I liked, and I just got it. I was just like, it's mine. I want this right now. I don't care if it's for boys. I just want it.
Yeah, we went to the Disney store near ours one time, so it was like the girl half and the boy half. And the girls half is like the princesses and like stuff, and like if a girl likes that, then good for her. But then there's the boy half, and like there's like the superheroes and the like Star Wars and everything. And I'm just like, what if like there's stuff for both sides? Like, what if we share? I noticed like in Star Wars, like a lot of the stuff, like they take the girls out of it. Like especially when they first started doing Rebel stuff, like they took Sabine and Hera out of a lot of stuff, and the same with like a lot of stuff too. Like Marvel takes Black Widow out of stuff, and just like, why would you do that?
I never see, like, for video games, there's always the boy characters. So it's the same thing for almost everything, which kind of stinks, because I'm just like, what if I want a Zelda shirt and not a Link shirt? Or, I don't know, what if I want something, and they don't have it for boys or for girls? It's not fair.
Like if you go in a lot of stores, there's like the boys section, and it's like pictures of stuff. Like there's Star Wars shirts, and there's Marvel shirts, and there's everything shirts. And the girls section is like just hearts and stripes and stuff. Like, well, what if I want like a shirt for something I like? Like stripes are cool, but what if I want another shirt?
And when I was talking about in the other episode where they had cute little Star Wars stuff for little girls, like little girls, and I looked through the teenager stuff, and they just had nothing. They had like something called I Heart Superheroes, or stuff like that, and I was just like, no. What if I want a cool, I don't know, Sabine shirt or something like that? That would be cool.
In the stores, like the only like Star Wars shirts I see, like for teenager girls, is like they just have like a Star Wars logo on them, or like just like one of the old stuff. But what if I want like a shirt like the boys?
Yeah.
What if I want one of those shirts, but you can't make it for girls? Because boys' sizes are weird. I don't know what to get, because like sometimes the extra large in boys is smaller than the extra large in girls. Sometimes like the large in boys is like bigger than the large in girls. It's very confusing.
Yeah. I had to get an extra large shirt because it was like little boys. So I was like, oh, I want this. So I got like an extra large. It was just so fun to do. And my mom, she was like, you want this? I was like, yes, please. And she's like, oh, alright then.
Please?
Are you sure this fits you? I'm like, yeah, pretty sure. 50%.
And a lot of the toys have like the boys' toys, and it's like a lot of the cool stuff. And the girls is like the dolls and stuff. It's okay if a girl wants dolls, but what if a girl wants the boy stuff? Like, why isn't it all the same?
It's upsetting.
And then, have you seen like the Captain Phasma shirts they had for Halloween? Or not the shirts, the costume. And then it was marked as a boy's costume. Like, but it's a girl character. Like, what?
Well, technically, the boys don't really know that unless their parents told them. They just say, oh, cool costume. Wear it.
I think, like, the stormtroopers and stuff, like, they should be marked, like, all the armor stuff. It should be marked as, like, both. Like, even Darth Vader. Like if it's like a Leia dress or something, like if they want to market for girls, then okay. But if it's like a stormtrooper or like Darth Vader or Phasma, I'm like, let's do both.
Sometimes I know it's kind of terrible, but I don't like when they do Vader, and then they'll just make it into a dress. I'm just like, no, not really.
Like, if they want to make it like a Vader dress that somebody wants to wear, but like that's not a Halloween costume. That's a dress.
Yeah. My mom has a couple of dresses, and I think they're okay, but I wouldn't, wear it because one, I don't like dresses, and two, sometimes I just don't like it when they try to make it into something girly. I guess I'm not sure how to put that.
But like, if someone wants to wear like one of the Star Wars dresses, that's fine. But like if they're wearing it, like it's not really a costume.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the Halloween stuff is like there's the boy Darth Vader, which is an actual costume. And the girl Darth Vader is just a dress and a mask. But they're not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like recent like troops we've done. So I did the Millersville Parade this past Saturday. Millersville Homecoming Parade. It was really fun. I think like I would always ask kids like on the street like, who's your favorite character? Because I was with an Ezra. Like, who's your favorite character, me or Ezra? And almost all of them said Sabine, except one. Of course, I'm cooler. But like, and like one group of boys said Ezra, and then a couple of girls said the same. Like,
What?
we're both the same. And it was really fun. A lot of kids knew who I was, and a lot of kids really like they were really freaking out about Rebels. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And then, have you done any recent troops?
I haven't done any recent troops, but my mom did. I don't remember what it was for. It was for like a shoe kind of store, and they were having Star Wars shoes, which was pretty cool. While my mom was there, she got Boba Fett shoes for my little brother. Actually, they look really cool too. Kind of want them, but nope.
They're probably too small.
Too small. But I have a few. No, actually, no, I haven't had any recent troops that I've gone to. Yeah.
What was your last one?
Probably Star Wars Weeks Day. I'm not even sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, and then upcoming troops. Do you have any upcoming troops?
This sounds terrible, but I was going to do Treats in the Streets because it's like a little event where I'm not sure where it is, but it's like a little area with shops and stuff. But they set up a stage, and Star Wars Saber Guild goes up and does a show for them late at night, and the kids love it. They're awesome. I've done it a couple times, but this year I might not be going because I have a drama school show I have to be at. So maybe we might try to make it if my show ends early. So we'll try to be there, and that'll be cool. I'll probably go as Sabine.
Just do your lines really fast.
I know, right?
So my upcoming troops is I have the Perryville Spooktacular Thursday. Actually, it's the school where my dad teaches, Perryville Middle School. They have like a sort of thing. It's kind of like the thing I did where they do the hallways and the kid. Like, I think, from what I understand, they hand out like candy and stuff for the kids. So that'll be fun. We're gonna have Star Wars stuff. So I should have an Ezra. We're gonna have a lot of. Apparently, they've been advertising it as like a Star Wars Rebels character. I didn't know that, but Sabine anyway, so doesn't matter. And then
Yeah.
another event we're doing, I'm not sure quite when, the Science Factory. From what I understand, the Science Factory is like, you do a bunch of cool activities and stuff, but like science themed, I guess. I don't know. We took a trip in 6th grade, but I was in Disney, so I don't know what it is, but I mean, it sounds fun, and I'll be in a Star Wars costume, so it can't be bad.
Yeah.
Um, okay, those are my upcoming treats. So then we have so in our comic codes, so to celebrate the 7th episode of our podcast, well, my podcast, we have Star Wars number 7, and the code is THMR8BSKP781. That's THMR8BSKP781. And then Lando number 3 is THMBK06RZXMI. That's THMBK06RZXMI. Those are comic codes. Is there anything else really to talk about? I don't.
No, not really. Do you have Card Trader?
Card Trader. I used to, but I was having really bad storage issues on my phone, so I had to delete it. I did have the Sabine card though, and I was very happy. I got it by accident because I was trying to get the Ahsoka card, and somebody was like, "I'll trade you Sabine and Ahsoka if you give me this card." I'm like, "Yes, please, give me." No, I don't have that app anymore.
Yeah, I don't know I'm not sure what it's called, but on my dad's tablet, he has a game, and it's basically Star Wars Rebels, I guess. And it's actually really cool. You just go around as Ezra and shoot things and do missions. But I like that you could use either the gun or you can use a lightsaber.
His slingshot?
Huh?
His slingshot, right?
Yeah. No.
Or no, the blaster on his lightsaber.
In the lightsaber.
Yeah. I used to have that game too. And then can't you pay to get Kanan and Sabine and now Ahsoka, I believe?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, I used to have that one too. With storage again. So yeah, that was fun. I remember when I was playing it, and I got to paint everything. You talk to Sabine and get her to paint the base you build, and so Sabine paint this and this and this and this. Just paint everything.
Paint the world.
Yes, please.
I also really love Tiny Death Star. It was such an awesome game.
I used to play that on my mom's iPad all the time. I really need to get that. Or no, they don't have that anymore. It's not a thing. Oh, I love that game.
It's so cute.
Everyone is so pixelated and so adorable.
Tiny.
It's just adorable.
Yeah.
And then now they have the Star Wars app, which let's see.
Yeah.
They have augmented reality, which I have one of those pictures and you scan it with the augmented reality thing, and you can hold little BB-8 or a little Force Awakens stormtrooper or a hologram of BB-8.
That's cool.
Or a hologram of stormtrooper. Yeah, it's really cool. And then there's the lightsaber training thing. That was
my parents only use the GIFs and the what's it called? The emojis.
Oh,
the emojis are so cute.
The emojis are adorable, and yeah, the GIFs are. I love using those. And then they have the temperature thing. I don't even use the weather thing. I use the Star Wars, and it compares it to a planet. So
yeah.
Now
last time we got Endor.
I think today I checked it. It was Skypio. I think in the morning it was Skypio. It was really cold, and then so at least it wasn't hot. We're not there yet.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully not.
Hopefully not yet. But then I think it's Alderaan. It was Alderaan a couple hours ago when I checked. It's like 50 degrees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else does that have? That app has a lot. The selfie feature. I just discovered that you can be Hera, Kanan, or Callus. Just discovered that today. It's like, what? Why didn't I know this?
Yeah. Well, I have nothing else to talk about.
Neither do I. Alright, so thank you for listening. Thank you, Lizzie, for coming on again. And please rate the podcast and check out the website, StarWarsGeekGirl.com. We thank you in advance. And this is Star Wars Geek Girl. Thank you for listening.
Star Wars Geek Girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.